Okay, hello everyone. My name is Ananya, and I've had the privilege of being Lawcate's team lead for the year. So, the purpose of our team is essentially locating or compiling opportunities in a manner that is accessible and understandable. These are skills specific to employability, study techniques, volunteering, etc. We understand and know that the sheer volume of resources available can be very overwhelming, and as a result, we aim to present them in a way that feels more approachable and reassuring. This year, we devoted a significant amount of time to understand who our target audience is and what they truly wanted. Our team attended open days, LSS events, and networking sessions where we interviewed fellow law students. What became apparent was the power of hearing directly from other students themselves. Advice from peers or even recent graduates often carry nuances and practicality to issues that, whilst insignificant in the grand scheme of things, can in reality be significant stresses for students. For example, how do you actually network or even start, and where do you begin volunteering at Monash? With this insight, we decided to shift our podcast to a more student centered perspective. We now feature students sharing their own experiences with finding employment, building resumes, or navigating the legal industry. Our blog posts have also been tailored to tackle common fears faced by law students. We have aimed to deliver important information in a quick and digestible way. Additionally, we have also expanded our presence across multiple platforms such as our website, Instagram, and Facebook. So, in combination with our digital efforts, we have begun consolidating plans for in person workshops. These sessions are designed to teach practical skills such as resume writing or how to perfect job interviews. As seen on the board, we have mapped out what our first 3 sessions will look like, where most of the sessions will be run by students themselves. We also aim to foster peer to peer networking during these events, offering platters to encourage conversation and attendance. Attendees will also receive printed booklets summarizing key takeaways and offering space for note taking on insights shared by speakers. In terms of our future budget, costs incurred would relate to the official launch of our podcast through Spotify. This may incur equipment or editing costs. We will continue to formalize our plans for our workshop, which will require budget for catering, printed materials, goodie bags, etc. This is just to ensure that these events are engaging and informative. To conclude, I would like to thank my team for all their hard work and also congratulate all the other teams. I hope I've been able to give you a clear sense of who we are and what we are trying to achieve at Lawcate. Thank you.
Congratulations. What year now is Lawcate in?
So 2024, so they started at 2022, so 2 years or so, yeah.
Okay, so I've been tracking Lawcate's
Yeah,
process, so I've known lots of the former members. I have to say, a brave move to actually shift what the focus is. So I really want to commend your team on really taking the time to do a bit of design thinking and user experience and that research, because it sounds like you've obviously hit now your target audience and what you want to do. And I love that peer-to-peer, so you're really, focusing in on its content delivered by students for students, which I think is incredible. So congratulations. What are your plans to make it commercial? Because you have been around for a few years. I know you've also won a couple of grants. So I know you're sort of saying you'll use some of that grant to do these events, but have you got any plans for sponsors and different things?
Yeah, so with the workshops, we'll kind of gauge interest, and then we can definitely make those ticketed events. Or we can, I guess, see using some of our grant to make at least the first couple free, and then from then on making them ticketed, and definitely looking into sponsorships depending on the students who run those sessions and I guess where they work, where they volunteer. I'm kind of using those. Yeah.
Definitely recruitment agents would love,
Yes.
I'm sure recruitment agencies would love to kick in some money to basically be there to talk about what they're doing, because you are that future generation. So don't be afraid to go.
Yeah,
I think you've got some really great ones on the board, so don't be afraid to use that history and legacy to say that you've been around, you've got proven traction, and go out and start making this into a commercial model, because I think you have the potential. My final question, which is what I've been asking you all night really, but what are your growth goals for next year? So what are you hoping to see?
So we just want to, I guess, expand. So again, the fact that we've been going to these networking events and within classes, so we really want to kind of talk to our own peers and kind of get them to come rather than just posting it on Instagram. We want to kind of have a conversation with students, and that's something that all of our teams have worked on and will continue to work on. And then yeah, we also want to make sure our podcast is a little bit more accessible. So kind of going off Spotify and just making it, yeah, even with our workshops, we want to kind of broadcast them, make them like a webinar session, because we understand students have work, they can't really attend the workshops, and, just being able to record it and kind of watch it back is also something we want to work on as well.
Well done, congratulations.
Thank you.